as I said, the briefing is going to be, as you know, on the budget defense, the budget performance of 2021 and the budget presentation of 2022 as presented to the National Assembly by Mr. President. And because of the nature of the committee as one of the security agencies, there are only restricted information that we can provide. And this information is already in the public domain. But for the purpose of emphasis, I want to say that the committee looked at the budget performance and is satisfied so far with what the military has presented to us, except, of course, for the few areas where we raised questions as to the level of implementation vis-a-vis the amount so far released to them. And their explanation was satisfactory. That is all I can say about 2021 so far. And as we are aware, we are on oversight in the continuity of seeing things on the ground. And so far, I think the Nigerian Army actually needs to be commended. And coming to the 2022 budget presented and the appeal made of the presentation made by the Chief of Army Staff, what we have observed outrightly is that the budget of 2022 and 2021 has no significant difference. The only difference is that in the personnel, there is an increase from the 2021, which was 460 billion, to 530 billion, and if you do the arithmetic, the difference is 69 billion. And surprisingly, in the capital allocation, the 2021 was 29 billion, with some figures, 29 billion, so to say. But in this year's proposal, we have 28 billion, which is far below the 2021 by over 670 million. Looking at the budget vis-a-vis what is being allocated to the Nigerian Army, we find this under the circumstances we are operating grossly inadequate. And we asked the Chief of Army Staff what is happening. And he made mention of the fact that the Nigerian Army have to operate within envelopes. And the committee is in agreement that you can't be facing security challenges and putting the security agencies in envelope while the problem is not already in the envelope. Or you can't say this budget of the MDA security agencies will have a ceiling. After all, the problems that we have is already above the ceiling. So you need to actually give the military what they need, because there is no price tag for peace. I believe Nigerians will pay any price, including asking them to put in more in order to have peace in this country. And this is what the committee will do. Fortunately, we have a new member in the committee that represents the leadership, and he is here with us, and we told him that the issue of putting the security agencies, not only the army, in an envelope under the circumstances we are operating does not arise. So we are going to look at their requirements and treat the budget accordingly. And as I said, to try as much as possible to carry you along, and the press have a responsibility. This problem of security that has bedeviled this country, that is everybody's problem, should also involve not only the press but everybody to support the Nigerian Army to make sure that we give them what they need and ask them for accountability, which is what we are doing in terms of oversight, so that we put these security challenges bedeviling this country behind us. We are very convinced that Mr. President by show of what the executive did by speedily submitting to the National Assembly supplementary budget after this committee made several cry out in the Senate, and the Senate itself that the Nigerian Army is not properly equipped. But that is not the end of it. We have to give them the necessary support, give them the resources that they need in order to prosecute this war, and also bring the standard of the Nigerian Army particularly at par with other countries that are not even as big as Nigeria, yet they have a very solid and well-equipped army formation. I think that is all, but my colleagues are here. Before you ask your question, starting from this side, if there's anything to add that I left my distinguished colleagues, you may wish to comment.